Good evening. Midlands Today has learnt that the family of Dalian Atkinson, who died after being tasered by police, had recently contacted a charity which supports ex-footballers with problems, asking them to help him. The former Aston Villa striker died in Telford in the early hours of yesterday morning after police were called to his father's house. Let's get more now from our reporter Sian Grezchek, who joins me. So, first of all, what's the latest from police, Sian?
Well, Mary, within the last few hours, West Mercia Police has confirmed that no officers have been suspended following the taser incident. The police watchdog, the IPCC, that's the Independent Police Complaints Commission, says the officers involved weren't wearing body-mounted video cameras. The latest from them is that a post-mortem examination is due to be held tomorrow afternoon. Their investigation into what happened, which is standard procedure in cases like this, is expected to last for a few months.
And Sian, what more can you tell us about the charity which Dalian Atkinson's family contacted?
Well, it's called Ex-Pro Life After Football, and it provides help and assistance for former players for things like legal representation, medical concerns and financial assistance. The chief executive is former footballer Jeff Scott, who explained why Dalian Atkinson's family contacted them.
Well, in fact, a couple of months ago, we were contacted by his niece. Dalian had been admitted to hospital and she wanted to understand what we could do to assist the situation. And at the time there was little we could do because he'd been already admitted and he was already under the care of a consultant. So we were just sort of watching the space really to see, you know, what help we could offer the family and Dalian himself.
You haven't gone into the specific detail because of the investigation, but can you tell us any more about why he was there?
Well, I think it may be connected to the events of yesterday. So I think the sensible thing is to understand what comes out of the investigation. And I think, you know, what I would say is that we as an organisation offer our help and support to not just the former players but the families as well.
From what you know, how troubled do you think Dalian Atkinson was?
We don't know really. I just think there's something that's going to come out in this. I think it will come out in the fullness of time, and I think I would not be surprised if he was a stereotypical former player that's found it hard to adjust to life. And you know, we deal with people who simply cannot get used to day-to-day living.
And earlier today I spoke to Dalian Atkinson's nephew Fabian, who said he thought it was too soon for the family to be giving any interviews at this stage, Mary.
OK, Sian, thank you. Well, a minute's applause is due to be held during Aston Villa's game against Huddersfield this evening as a tribute to Dalian Atkinson. Our reporter Kevin Reid is at Villa Park now. So, Kevin, what exactly is being planned?
Well, Mary, on the 10th minute, which is of course the number of Dalian Atkinson's shirt, there will be a minute's applause all around the ground. There will also be so-called weakened heart umbrellas placed at various positions inside the stadium, and that's in homage to that great goal he scored in 1992. A fan ran on the pitch at the time and celebrated with Dalian by holding an umbrella over his head. Now, also today, Ian Taylor, that former Villa legend, had this to say.
48 isn't young to some people, but yeah, he shouldn't have been passing away like, you know, in the fashion that he did as well. It's you know, there's still answers to be had, and we're just waiting to see those. Dalian was a larger than life character. He was one of the first ones that you heard when you walked in. Always had a lot to say, and he was a very funny man, and you know, he'll be missed by a lot of people.
And former Aston Villa goalkeeper Nigel Spink also said today that the news was still sinking in. He described Dalian as having an electric personality and that everything he was about could be summed up in that 30-second goal he scored against Wimbledon. Back to you, Mary.
OK, Kevin Reid, thank you. Some of the day's other news now, and emergency services have dealt with